What's up? What's time you tuned in live there with your boy Promise the Great, the greatest of the greatest, give you inspiration, courage, motivation, and dignity each and every day, each and every step on your journey. May divine love, prosperity, growth, and protection be with you all each and every day on your journey. All right, I had another category, but Spirit just tapped in. So, what we're going to speak about right here is spiritual growth and living life on earth with a facade. Spiritual growth and living life on earth with a facade. Appearing to be which not. The mask, the cover up that everybody is doing right now. I wanted to talk about something that nobody else speaks about. I want to make the video specifically for all the collective, but specifically for the hard-working people that trying and they got these dreams and got these visions and got these passions and aiming for something that they know they heart and soul want. I said aiming for something that they know they heart and soul want. Because once you know your heart and soul wants it, no matter what you go through, it might get frustrating, but you ain't gonna never give up. And what I want to speak about specifically is, okay, people are living in a world where we just not in the right state of mind. But we really think we got it. We really think we got it. We think we doing it. Check this out. I want to show you also how to see the mask. And this with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your partners, homeboys. You ain't got to worry about the enemies. You know what's up with them. It's the nearest and dearest. It goes just like this here. This is a life of the facade. We got to understand the truth is, the real reality, everybody gonna go through times where they have transportation or whether they lose transportation. Everybody gonna go through a time where they have money, a lot of it, and when they lose money, a lot of it, even down to the 0 cents. Everybody gonna go through times where they gonna have family issues, relationship issues, friendship and closest kin issues. Everybody gonna go through a time where they got to go through their mental state of being and bring healing here, their emotional state of being, bring healing here, and then their physical state of being, which first starts on the inside and they bring healing here. True stability. To be stable is knowing that you're able. I said to be stable is to know you're able, but not also knowing you're able. Also come along with that is showing you're able with your actions. People living in this life where they got the nerve to point the finger at somebody else when they going through some type of hardship, when they know they ain't finished that part of their hardship with they self, but got the nerve to point the finger at somebody else. And they sit and they laugh and they make fun and they make jokes of other people that going through their life and their journey. But when we talk about spiritual growth and spiritual elevation for my people of higher consciousness and my people that fall in their heart and soul desire, that's part of your spiritual elevation too. whether you're aware of it or not, because it's calling from the heart and soul. That's why you keep aiming at it and you never gave up on it. You got to understand this life about growing, elevating. You're going to have to take them times, like I said at first, where you got to internalize your mind, your health. Then you got to internalize your emotions. Then you got to internalize your physical reality. Now you got to internalize your communication skill with others. Now you got to internalize your relationships with others. Now you got to internalize your family relationship. And you're going to have to continue to internalize life until you get it right. And once you complete it, you heal and show others how to do the same. And once you complete that mission, you transcend to another level, or transition to another state of conscious where there's more learning to go. See, that's the thing about this life. It will never, ever end. So soon you think you got it, I want to tell you, you ain't got it. Now, that's going to be hard for a person to accept. But I'm going to say it to myself. I got it. No, you ain't got it. It's more than no. Oh, man. Swiper, no swiping. That's how I go. And if you seeking that real joy, that real peace, that real happiness, that real bliss, that real financial abundance, generational wealth, financial freedom, to live free, no chaos, no drama, just doing what you want to do each and every day without letting nothing get to you, nothing bother you. You got to go inside first. And see, we ain't doing that. And that's why when we see other people go through stuff, knowing that we done been through the same, or knowing that we ain't even well with ourselves, or knowing that it's always something else coming around, we still point the finger at somebody else. But see, you got to understand, you only make it harder on yourself because you know you ain't got it yet. And when it come back around, it's going to be hard for you to take on because you ain't going to be able to accept it. In this life, you're going to have to always expect the unexpected because you never know what is written for you. That's the whole thing about it. So it can be the darnest thing that you knew or just doubted wouldn't be you, or wouldn't be a position that you'll put yourself in, and you'll be forced to put in that position. You follow me? Because it's divine written. You're not obligated to yourself. That's a contract that you signed, buddy. Oh yeah. And why it might not seem like it's so serious right now, wait till you cross over, my nearest dearest. Compromise. So while you're here on life, that's the word. On earth, compromise. See things from a higher perspective before you judge. Now, I'm not acting like I never judged nobody before. I didn't say that. But I snapped out of that quickly. Because even when I was a child, I always had a heart for homeless people. And I just felt something when I used to see them outside. Or I could just see somebody going through chaotic stuff. Or you could tell it on their face. They ain't have to be homeless. And I had a feeling for them. Even that people that were so angry and just frustrated, I used to look at them. And one thing my mom used to always say, everywhere we used to go when I was a little child, stop staring at people. Stop staring at people. Stop staring at people. But they ain't know it was something inside of me. I was reading and detecting energy way long before that. And what I want to show you is a little bit about my experience. Okay, it's going to take a whole documentary about this life of mine that I've been through. But I was a little bitty boy who only wanted help when I was a child. I only want mama's attention. And I always wanted my father to be there. But however, my mom was always working and she had other stuff that she had to learn about this life that she been going through. And my dad, he was never around, but he was out there trying to, go through his life and learn what he had to learn. I was the middle child. So that meant I had 2 older sisters and a younger brother. A woman gonna be close to their girls regardless. You follow me? And of course the baby boy. So that left me feeling abandoned, feeling alone, even though I had a home. But I was feeling alone inside of my own home. So I never felt like I was family, even though I was family. Because it wasn't no real communication skills. It wasn't never no real sit-down talks. It wasn't no real evaluations on how to learn life. So what I did is ran to the streets and sought attention. Started in the schools, to back to the streets, to from school back to prison. I meant right to prison, age 16. And the truth was, I was only seeking help. I used to just want to know how I can help myself at a young age. And I used to question God. I never told nobody. And I used to pray, and I used to pray, and I used to pray, for some type of guidance. My grandmother, she was going through her things, she used to drink. No judgment, that's my baby. And my other grandmother on my daddy's side, like I said, my dad was in prison the whole life. They came around and got me here and there, but, unfortunately, they weren't able to teach me, what it is I was trying to be showed. So what happened was God grabbed me. And God already had his hands on me. And it was already showing me something. But I wasn't seeing it. And it took so many experiences. I had to go outside and be homeless. I had to sleep outside 14, 15 years old, getting locked outside, and had to stay out there all night. I had to go spend the night at my partner's and homeboy house. I had to go steal my own shoes when I was going back to school, because I'm watching my sister get new shoes, and I'm watching my little brother get new shoes, but I got to wear my mama's old shoes because we were the same size. So I went to West End with little baby there, Rollo, Lil Dre, Trey John, Jam Mill, MDC, and some more peoples on the west side, and we used to go steal out the malls. We used to steal our own shoes. We used to steal our own clothes. We were 14, 15, putting stuff on our own back. Now, I'm not saying, I never said my mama didn't put clothes and shoes on my back. She did what she could to the best of her ability. But this is where most of this trauma and chaos started, with me. And it still took so many times for me to mess up. Prison, and jail, and outside in the streets, to having a whole bunch of money, then losing, and having a whole bunch of money, then losing, having a whole bunch of money, then losing, because I was never taught how to actually pay bills, how to actually budget your financial situation, how to actually do what helps you, how to actually, you can be whatever it is you want to be, just be. Because I came up being doubted. Sometimes my mama used to get drunk and say, Buns ain't never been shit. Ain't nobody in our family never gonna be shit. And I remember that. I think I was 7 or 8 years old. And I used to tell myself since a child, I promise I'm gonna be somebody. I don't know what it gonna take. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna be somebody. And I'm being somebody. I'm being me. But this ain't even a part of it yet. And what I'm showing you is the effect that childhood trauma holds on us, and the effect of the spiritual growth and the necessaries of it as well. Because it's all a good thing once you continue to grow, as long as you're willing to know. If you can't see it from a higher perspective, you're going to always live in the stubborn and chaos, feeling guilt, shame, traumatized, and abandoned in this world where you can't open up for yourself. And this was a part of my healing, where I had to continue to go through situations, struggling with money, struggling with learning how to become stable, and struggling how to be myself, and struggle how can I be the best father for my children, and struggle, with how I need to learn, how I read on my own, and learning this and that. And It's a part of the journey, but I got it now.